What is asset property of a system? So, the asset properties are a set of principles that ensure reliable processing of database transactions. ACID stands for atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. These properties are critical for maintaining the integrity and reliability of databases, especially in the context of transaction management. Let's talk about a detailed explanation of each property. First, let's start with the A. So we start with the atomicity. Atomicity is Atomicity ensures that a transaction is treated as a single, invincible unit of work. This means that either all operations within a transaction are executed successfully or none of them at all. If any part of the transaction fails, the entire transaction is rolled back and the database remains in its original state. So let's take an example for that. Consider we have a banking transaction where money is transferred from account A to account B. The transaction involves two operations, debiting account A and crediting account B. Automaticity ensures that both operations complete successfully, or neither does. If the debit operation succeeds, but the credit operation fails, the transaction is rolled back and no money is transferred. Number two, let's talk about consistency. Consistency ensures that a transaction brings a database from one valid state to another valid state, maintaining the predefined rules and constraints of the database. Any transaction will leave the database in a constant state, adhering to all integrity constraints. Example of that: if a database has constraints that requires a user's age to be a positive integer, a transaction that tries to set a negative value will fail, ensuring that all database remains consistent. Number three, we have isolation. So, isolation ensures that the concurrent execution of transactions result in a system state that would be obtained if transactions were executed sequentially. Each transaction must be isolated from others to prevent data corruption. Example of that: suppose two transactions are running concurrently. One transaction money from account A to account B, and other transfers money from account A to account C. Isolation ensures that the intermediate states of these transactions are not visible to each other, preventing potential conflicts and ensuring data integrity. Lastly, we have durability. No, there is something in Miro. Okay. Lastly, we have durability. So, durability ensures that once a transaction has been committed, it will remain so, even in the event of system failure. This means that the changes made by the transaction are permanently recorded in the database. Example of that: after a banking transaction has been successfully completed and the changes have been committed, the updated account balances will be permanently stored, even if the system crashes immediately after the transaction. The changes will not be lost. So, in summary, automaticity, all or nothing, ensure complete success or rollback of transaction. Consistency, maintain database rules, ensure database validity before and after transaction. Isolation, concurrent transactions do not interfere with each other, ensures transactions appear to be executed sequentially. Durability, once committed, changes are permanent, ensure data persistence even in the event of failure. Let's talk about the importance of the asset property. The first thing that I would like to talk about, which will be the data integrity. What is this? I don't know. Asset properties ensures that database remains accurate and reliable even in the face of concurrent access and failures. Number two, we have reliability. These properties guarantee that transactions are processed reliably, making the system trustworthy. And number three, we have consistency. So ensure that all database transactions adhere to predefined rules and constraints, maintaining the correctness of the data. Number four, we have fault tolerance, like asset properties help the system recover gracefully from crashes, ensuring that data is not corrupted. So, in conclusion, the asset properties are foundational principles for transaction management in relational databases, providing a framework to ensure data integrity, consistency, and reliability. By adhering to these properties, database systems can handle complex transactions and concurrent operations while maintaining a robustness and trustworthiness. So that's it for this video, and see you in the future.